Welcome to the Motormouth YouTube channel. I'm Zach.
I'm Andrea.
And this is Questions, Coffee, and Cars 199. 199. We'll tell you about 200 in just a second. So if you wanted to get a question in for 200 or any other one, how do you do it?
Just follow along on Instagram. Pretty simple. Every Sunday I do put a post out on Instagram asking for questions. Once we gather them, the post is deleted and we start the show. For the 200th episode, you may have already seen the post come out, or it's coming, but it won't be on a Sunday, and it's going to be Ask Us Anything.
Time now for Questions, Coffee, and Cars.
Your questions from Instagram.
My father has a 2014 Pathfinder, 105,000 kilometers or so. It's been relatively problem-free so far, but I'm worried about the high likelihood of CVT failure in the near future. I'm curious about your thoughts, if you recommend trading it in. Thank you.
Okay, so Pathfinder, I'm trying to remember when that model was introduced, it was riddled with problems with the continuously variable transmission. But as the years went along, it did improve, and it actually became one of their more reliable vehicles. The issue you have is you have a vehicle that's at 100,000 kilometers, 60,000 miles, and has a CVT and is now 11 years old. So you're getting into that repair cycle of any vehicle at that mileage. Things are going to need to be updated. The thing you have to find out is how much would it cost to replace or fix the continuously variable transmission, and if it's within your budget, it might be worth fixing and keeping.
And from what I see online, this is in the US. I don't know if it relates to Canada, but this is where you could do a little bit of research on it. Nissan extended the warranty for CVT repair or replacement for all non-hybrid 2013. JX35, manufactured between March 15th, 2013 and June 14th, 2013. Nissan even says in this particular document that owners of 2013 to 2014 Pathfinders are concerned about long-term reliability, and they know that. So they extended the warranty. Whether that has happened in Canada or not, I don't know, but definitely worth it for you to take a look at that. We will put the link in the description for you, and you can click on that US site and see if it relates to Canada as well.
Okay, so that many miles and that age, you've got an 11-year-old car. Mileage isn't crazy, but you do have this like ticking time bomb thing that you have to consider. Like I said, I don't know the cost to repair it, and if it's, say it's $3,000, it might be worth investing $3,000 into it. If it's more than that, it might be too much, or maybe it's just the enough to tip you over and trade it or sell it while it's still running well, and put the money towards something newer.
And one of the issues you're probably going to have with selling it, unless you trade it in at a dealership, is that people will be concerned about the CVT as well.
The price,
so
it'll have to be reflected in the price.
It will have to be reflected in the price. So you might not get what you want for it. I don't know what your financial situation is and what your budget is, and if your dad even wants to make that change, if he's driving an older vehicle and it's been pretty good for you. So you've got to really consider all of that. And if you even want to buy a new vehicles are, boy, they're getting expensive.
You don't have to buy new, though. You could buy used.
Yeah,
you could go used to used, and you could go from an 11-year-old car to a 5-year-old car. I mean, it basically comes down to your finances.
And also, Pathfinder now has the V6 and an automatic transmission. I know you guys are always saying the PHEVs have a lot of issues, but you also say trust the people who have been doing them the longest. I'm looking at the Volvo XC60 plug-in hybrid because it gets around 68 kilometers of range, which would work for my family.
So somebody thinks I'm anti-Volvo in the comments section. And then they say, well, Zach, the Volvo, he doesn't like Volvos, and he takes any chance he can to take a swipe at Volvo. No, I'm just passing on to you our experience with Volvos and the actual numbers, and the quality scores from the brand are low. We were supposed to get a certain Volvo product. We went to pick it up. It was a brand new car. Nobody could get in it. The door's locked.
Couldn't start it.
The key fob. Nobody can even get in the car. This is a brand new car. So we have get these cars new. I remember driving them where functions in the steering wheel didn't work. You couldn't do this or that. Like, we have driven many Volvo cars where things just weren't working properly. And so my gut tells me that some of their cars are problematic. That's my experience, and the numbers and the quality scores kind of back that up.
So Consumer Reports gives it an overall score of 71 out of 100. That is driven by driving experience. 86 out of 100. People like the way that it handles and the way that it drives.
It's
even
comfy.
comfort level is very good. Reliability from Consumer Reports is a 42 out of 100. You know, I agree with you. Volvo's been doing it a long time, the plug-in hybrid system, but they've really got to work on reliability. It just doesn't look good. So I can tell you that I think that Volvos are great products when it comes to quietness, refined drive,
Design,
quiet cabin, design. But if your number one concern is reliability, then that's up to you to decide whether a Volvo is right for you. There are going to be viewers who will chime in below saying, I have a Volvo and it's been great for me. But there are also people who own Alfa Romeos and say it's been great. So what I am going to say to you is, if you want to take a chance, then I think you should take a chance, because I like their products too. But if you are really put reliability high on your list, I think that you need to reconsider. Why are we still not seeing plug-in hybrids with an EV range of above 100 kilometers?
because you need a bigger battery. And when you add a bigger battery, you add weight. And it's this dance between weight, efficiency, range, cost. If you add a bigger battery, it costs more.
Yeah.
And so back to the previous question, the reason why plug-in hybrids don't score as well as conventional hybrids when it comes to quality scores is because there's more complexity. You've got the gas engine, you've got the electric drivetrain, you've got the battery, you've got the electronics that has to make it all work like magic. And yeah, they could easily put a bigger battery in, but then the cost goes up. And they're also to the point where by the time you get the gas engine, the battery, the electric drive system, and the cost, just buy a pure EV.
I know. Plug-in hybrids are quite expensive. In some cases, they can be as much as a pure electric vehicle. Now, the EPA standards, you're right. You know, I'll use the RAV4 as an example, 68 kilometers, 42 miles of range. But many people will say that they get well over 80 kilometers of range already with that RAV4 current model plug-in hybrid. Now the new plug-in hybrid has 80 kilometers, 50 miles of range. Reports are as well that this is such a good system, a plug-in hybrid system, that it may achieve 90, 95 kilometers. It's all about the way you drive.
And where you drive.
Yes.
And the temperature outside. And if you've got it's a cold day or a hot day, or if you're just somebody where it's always 70 degrees Fahrenheit and perfect weather, San Diego, you're driving around, then, you know, maybe your plug-in RAV4 will get well over that. But, subject to conditions, it's going to vary a lot, especially if you live somewhere cold.
And the GLC plug-in hybrid from Mercedes-Benz, it's got great range, and people are reporting much better than the EPA numbers as well. But Zach is right. It's a tricky situation if you have to put a larger battery in, then you're carrying around this heavy battery, especially when the range has been depleted and it runs as a hybrid. That's when you don't get that fuel economy that you would in a traditional hybrid system.
Just quickly, we've got to move on from this. There was a movement afoot in Europe to ban plug-in hybrids because when the battery depleted, they were so inefficient because of the extra weight that a lot of people weren't plugging them in, and they were producing more emissions and more CO2. So if you have a bigger battery, you're going to get worse fuel economy when it runs out.
My mom is in the market for a new SUV. Right now, her top choice is an RDX. What else would you recommend she look at around the same price point? I don't know if you're in Canada or if you're in the US. One of the issues with Acura right now and Honda, pricing is very high. They've also reduced their trims, and the RDX only has 3 trims now. If you get that top trim, it's over $66,000. It starts at 57,000 Canadian. There are a lot
I remember it not long ago. It used to start at like 38 grand.
Yeah, and do you remember at one time we were going on about the value?
It
It
was
offered
great
around
value.
44,000.
Yeah, they had a nicely equipped one for the low 40s. Well, those days are long gone.
Long gone. So there's a lot of different options. First off, you could get RX gas model for less, but you can also get an RX base model hybrid for less than the top trim of the RDX. You can start looking at the BMW X3 for less than that top trim RDX in Canada. Of course, yes, you have to add features with the BMW, but if you choose just to go with the base model, Audi Q5 is another one. Mercedes-Benz GLC in Canada
is the Lincoln?
starting under $60,000.
The Lincoln Nautilus hybrid. You could get a Lincoln Nautilus hybrid. There's, you're feasting in an area where there's lots of different options, or you could go the other way and buy a fully pimped out mainline car, right? Like you could get fully equipped Hyundai Palisade, for example, something like that.
Santa Fe.
A Santa
hybrid.
Fe. So not getting a prestige car, you could get something that's mainline, but get it fully kitted out.
Got to tell you, those Koreans are offering a lot of value. We asked Hyundai when we were at the Palisade Drive event, and I really hope you watched that video, by the way.
If you didn't, what is the issue?
Please watch the Palisade Drive event video. I said to them, how do you do it? How do you do it? How do you keep the price down and offer all of those features? And they said, we go back to head office and we battle it out with them. Zach and I both believe they are going after market share.
Absolutely.
What do you folks think of the new design direction of Mazda, or Mazda in Canada, took with the new CX-5? Personally, myself, I'd rather the rotary knob and buttons.
Well, we did a whole thing on questions about this recently. People losing their minds that Mazda has decided to go everything in the screen and getting rid of the control wheel. I'm kind of with you. I like the way it was before, but they can't continue to do the same thing over and over, because then people will say, well, it's old and it's tired. So I think the nice balance, back to the Koreans, Andrea, man, they're just doing so many things right.
I know.
Especially in design. They have the perfect balance of screens and buttons. Back to the Palisade. I'm going to be talking about this Palisade a lot in the next few months, because it's just such an impressive an accomplishment from Hyundai.
So good.
Is they have the screens. Couple of things. It's not the tablet stuck on the dash. They actually have a nice little hood. It's integrated into the dash. Yes, there's functions in the screen, but below that, they've got all the beautiful buttons. And that's the nice balance. A lot of stuff you use all the time, you just hit a button. Mazda's going to have to learn the hard way. They were so far behind everybody with their old system. They go, oh, we're going to bring in this new system. Meanwhile, all the people that did that, they're now reverting back to buttons.
They're one step behind the others.
Behind.
It's a real shame. Gosh, I wish that they had thought it through a bit. When they created this new CX-5, they, I guess, thought that that was the direction to go. I was speaking to Subaru about this recently when we were at the Uncharted first look event. Make sure you watch our Uncharted video. And I said to them, look, you guys with the Outback are moving to a new infotainment system with buttons. And they said, yeah, because consumers didn't like that 11.6-inch touchscreen all in the screen.
It looks to me, though, Andrea, it looks eerily similar to a Toyota head unit. So I wonder if they're leaning on the Toyota help to get them an updated head unit. I don't know.
Maybe.
The problem is with Mazda, the choices made for the head unit and the no buttons, those decisions were made years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, and the horse left the barn and is running down the pasture, and you can't get him back or her back. It could be a mare. I don't know. But you can't get the horse back in the barn. Once you've gone that route, the architecture is being designed, the electronics are being designed, you just can't change it.
And what are Mazda's plans with all the other vehicles in their lineup? Are they going with that infotainment system? Probably, because look how long they kept that 10.25-inch screen 12.3-inch screen that's now available on the CX-90. This is an issue. This is going to be an issue for Mazda. I also wanted to mention something about that Palisade
Tell me, what is
touch
it?
screen. Oh my gosh, Hyundai really thought this design through. That touchscreen is slightly tilted towards the driver too. All of these little touches, very thoughtful for the driver, for the passenger. I like what they've done. I really like what they've done with interior design. I love your channel.
I just want to, before you go on, we had a conversation with a senior executive at Toyota, and we were complaining that our first look at the RAV4 has still got an industrial looking design.
Yeah.
And then this executive said, well, why does an interior of a car need to be like quasi-luxurious? And I said, because the competition you have is giving you beautiful interiors for the same price. And you just look at what, even like Volkswagen with Tiguan, what they're putting in that new Tiguan at the same price as something else. Now, they have the Toyota badge, they got the hybrid, they got all that. We get that. But you can't, it doesn't live in a vacuum. These cars don't live in a vacuum.
And we said that to him. What you have produced with an all-new RAV4 is a fine interior, but it's still utilitarian like the previous model. I just think that they missed the boat on that, especially when you get into the Koreans. I think Honda is another one. Yes, they offer a clean and practical design in their CR-V.
Yeah, but boring.
And their Pilot, but my gosh, like kind of boring.
You know what Toyota should do is they should just go and poach some of these designers from the Koreans who were poached from Europe, and get them to work. And
They
just
won't.
say
They won't.
They won't.
They won't do it.
They won't do it. Okay,
They
next
won't
question.
do it. I love your channel. It's so informative, and I watch every episode. Oh, great.
Wow.
I love that. Oh, by the way, our summer sale is still going on for you to subscribe. Hit that notification bell. It's all free. Can you believe it's all free? You get all of this
For free. Run the numbers on that. It's all free.
It's all free.
And subscribing the sale, I don't know, it's going to, like, summer's going to come to an end. And, well, anyway, take advantage while you can.
And listen, we all know that Google feeds us what we like, and so maybe we don't subscribe. I watch channels. Maybe I don't subscribe, and I really should to support the channel. Have you heard of anything about Subaru updating their infotainment system? I wanted to add this and just talk more about it. I'm thinking about buying an Outback, but I'm feeling very skeptical because of it.
Well, I think that it's a good change. I mean, like I said, it's eerily similar to a Toyota head unit. Haven't driven it yet. So there's going to be, what was the car event in August?
Well,
was it Outback? No.
No, it's Solterra that we're missing.
So yes, we're not going to the Solterra launch because we're taking a break from the road.
Yeah.
But we're hoping Outback will be coming soon. I can't wait to get in it. I think it's so funky looking on the outside, but the inside, I think it's a welcome change. So I don't know. The thing is, any first year electronics could be issues. You never know.
Yeah, you never know. Exterior design of the new Outback, what do you guys think? I'm not sure I like it.
Well,
I kind of like the wagon look, but I need to see it in person. They launched it at the New York Auto Show. Unfortunately, we couldn't attend this year. We had a conflict, but some of you have really liked the look of it. Interior design, everyone's very positive. Exterior design, not so much.
Yeah, like I said before, they always seem to just hit their cars with the certain amount of the ugly stick. However, that little uncharged electric thing that we went to look
I
at.
really like that. Uncharted.
I know. I'm going to start calling it a Buick name.
I was saying uncharting.
It's the worst car name I've heard in a long time. Uncharted. Goofy
It's
name.
weird. They believe it's a great name.
Of course they do. They're paid by Subaru.
It's like, it just describes us so well, like an adventure-ready vehicle, Uncharted.
Okay, I'm going to give you my favorite car name that hasn't been used yet in just a moment. But that little thing, they didn't hit with the ugly stick. It's really cool looking. I think they did a great job. And if they brought that as a gas model, it would sell. If they brought that and said that's the new Crosstrek, I mean, that would be great.
Well, what would you get? Would you get Uncharted or the CHR EV from Toyota based on the same
Oh,
platform?
I think the Subaru looks better. And it's
Yeah.
like, it's so not what they do. They usually hit it with ugly.
They
and
do.
But they didn't. They hit it with sporty.
I kind of like the lights more on the
Okay.
CHR, just my opinion.
Every time I'm in the company of car executives, I give them this name, and I'm
does.
saying, every single time, we were just with Hyundai executives, I said, take this back to HQ, run with it, and I just want somebody to use this for a car name. And it should be Toyota, because you'll see the alliteration in a moment. On the west coast of Vancouver Island, there is a beautiful community and it's called Long Beach, and they have these big, beautiful beaches and waves, and it's spectacular. One of the most famous inns in the world is called Wickaninnishin, and it's there, and it's on the town of Tofino, Tofino, Tofino. And I think Tofino is a great name for a car. Imagine if you had the Toyota Tofino.
I know.
It's
sounds
just
great.
It's just a great, and it's all that stuff they put in ads, Andrea. They've got the outdoorsy, good-looking guy and the beautiful wife, and they're loading in their surfboards on the roof, and they're going, and they're like kind of like Subaru does with their ads. And
we could be in the ad.
We could be in the ad. You might want a stunt double for me. I'm just saying. But you could go, and they would go, it's the all-new Tofino. I think Tofino is a great name for a car.
By the way, Hyundai said that they really love to name their vehicles after destinations or places. So,
Hello?
for example,
What the hell is
Santa Fe.
I just want to know where Uncharted is.
So Hyundai Tofino.
Oh, Hyundai, yeah.
No, Hyundai said
Hyundai.
that. And there was
Kona,
another,
Kona.
yeah, Kona. There was another, and Kia too also likes to do it. And do you remember Volkswagen? They do it a little bit too, like Taos.
Yeah, they ran out of wind names. They had Scirocco and all this.
Taos.
Anyway, Volkswagen has weird names. Porsche they just kind of invent names. They just do.
Like I love Cayenne because like salt and pepper,
Yeah.
spicy Cayenne.
Yeah,
Love Cayenne.
like a Panamera was named after the Pan America race. But yeah, I think that I know that there's executives that watch this video, Andrea.
Tofino.
The Tofino. It should be Toyota. The Toyota Tofino
It
would be amazing.
amazing.
And Andrea and I putting the surfboards on top.
Actually, what about like a pickup truck like the Maverick,
yeah.
but Toyota Tofino?
Yeah, now we're talking.
And then you
Doesn't
go
need to be a car.
off-roading, you're at the beach, you got your surfboard thrown
like
in
that.
the back.
I think
Toyota Tofino pickup.
Toyota Tofino pickup. And a lot of you, if you're old enough, will remember the Gran Torino.
Yeah,
And
my dad owned a Torino.
Well, that was the Starsky and Hutch car.
Yep.
With the Nike swoosh down the side.
Yep.
Starsky and Hutch. Now that's the Torino, which is Italian town. But yeah, Tofino is good.
So back in the day when my dad owned that, in the rear seat where I was sitting, probably without a seatbelt,
Of course
I don't
not.
know.
With your dad smoking his cigarettes.
Probably.
Different time.
And I was probably eating candy because I love candy, and my dad loves sweeties, so we were both probably eating sweeties. But
Driving to the racetrack.
A racetrack, yeah, Hastings Park. Anyway, the floor of that model had a hole, and
No, that model didn't come with a hole. It had a rust hole.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the carpet would flip, and there was a hole.
Oh my God.
There was a hole, and I'm sitting in the back seat. Like it's
I
crazy
just love the way
what
you
we
sold
did
it.
back in the
I love
day.
how you sold it. Yeah, the Torino came with a hatch.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. You could see the road.
I remember the cars. Like
Crazy.
when I was a kid, my dad had a Datsun 510, which is a fabulous car, highly collectible now. But you could just sit on the front porch and watch it rust. They would just rust. Cars would rust.
My mom had a Pinto wagon.
Andrea, you're not that old. You can't be this old.
And remember when they talked about the impact and it would
blow
explode?
up? Yeah, of course.
So, of course, somebody told me that. I don't know
And you
who.
wouldn't get in it?
And I'm a kid, and I'm sitting in the back seat. Back then, there were car seats, not for me, but for my little brother. And I used to think, I'm not getting home. Like, I would look out the back window to make sure nobody would hit me. I was so paranoid.
I remember my mom and dad were divorce, we spent time with my mom, and she rented a Pinto, and I love cars ever since I can remember. I climbed in and out of that thing. I absolutely love the design of the Pinto. I think the Pinto, with its hatchback, at the big glass at the back,
Yeah.
it was great.
It was pretty sporty
It
looking.
was good, but the thing is, it could blow up on you.
I don't know.
You know
My
what?
aunt
The
had...
Tofino wouldn't do that.
No, of
The
course
Tofino
not.
I think, Andrea, I'm all down with Toyota brings out a Maverick hybrid unibody pickup truck and calls it the Toyota Tofino.
Tofino.
Oh, let's send this
Imagine
video.
the ads. Imagine the ads that they could have with all of, you go to the beach, you do your little off-roading on the trails.
They do the
You
worldwide
could
launch
make it look like this total adventure-ready vehicle. It'd be so cool. By the way, my aunt also, I have to throw this in, she had some sort of a station wagon. You remember how the windows used to come down in the back?
Yeah, you'd
We
face
used to-
backwards. Yeah.
we used to sit in the cargo area there.
Yeah.
And the window was down.
Great.
And we're blowing the wind. It's like this stuff would never happen today.
No.
Ever.
Andrea, we go to the track, huh?
We do. Do you want an ice cream? Yeah.
All right, we're all out of time. How do you get a question in? By the way, the 200th episode is the next one. How do you get a question in?
No. Follow along on Instagram at motormouth_Andrea. By the way, that's free too. I post every Sunday asking for questions. And once we gather them, that post is deleted and we start the show. Thanks for watching.